Well, here's a question for you. Do you want to look like a rock star this holiday season without of the box and out of this world food presentations? Leigh-Ann's here to make it happen with ideas for food presentations that will earn you big points with your family and your guests. LA, I can't wait to see how do you put your creativity to work in this segment, because we know you got a lot of it.
Well, you know, Trace, this year, everything has been different about it. And certainly the holiday season for me and for so many of us is going to look and feel very, very different. There's not going to be any swanky cocktail parties. And sadly, like so many other people, probably including yourself, there's going to be some empty chairs at my dining room table this year. So I have made a promise to myself to focus on the things that I do have and ignore the things that I don't have this holiday season, like those empty chairs. So first and foremost, we're not dining in the dining room this year. I am focused on joy, what brings me joy. And I'll tell you, after such a stressful year, one of the things that brings me a lot of joy is comfort. And hence, my holiday uniform of my pajamas. So this is basically what I'm going to be living in this holiday season, and nobody can stop me. I've traded in the sequin dresses, and I'm all about the flannel. Now, the other thing that obviously brings me so much joy is my family. And since we have the opportunity, and you have to look at it that way, I have the opportunity to spend time with them in the house this year that's not distracted by all the other comings and goings that the holidays usually bring. So joyful time with my family is so important, but do you want to know what else brings me joy? I think you can guess.
I think it had something to do with maybe some food, some drinks, some snacks. Walk us through it, girl.
Food! Food brings me so much joy! And I have decided that this holiday season, I am going to dine like a rock star. And what does that mean? It's kind of like the craft table backstage at a rock concert where everything's laid out and you have all of these amazing options. And the way to do that for me is doing charcuterie. And what I love most is it allows my whole family to have a lot of different options. So we are ditching the turkey this year. We're not doing any formalities with the turkey. We're ditching the formal dining room. And we are taking a graze all day approach by creating a smorgasbord charcuterie that will start when the sun comes up and keep rolling when the sun goes down. We're just gonna keep adding, so there's no formal set time that we're all gonna sit down and eat either. You're hungry? Go grab something off of the charcuterie tray. And I know that you also love charcuterie. It's my favorite way to entertain when we have guests, because you know, you can impress the guests and it makes you look really fancy schmancy without having to spend so much time prepping in the kitchen. And also, I love the fact that I don't have to crack a recipe book to do any of this, with so much comfort and joy through food. So here's how I started my table. First and foremost, you often see people creating their charcuterie spreads with craft paper on the base, but since it's the holiday season, I've actually used gift wrap on the table, and that just gives me a great base to lay everything out. So we've got all of the staples, but then the other thing that I really like to do is create a vertical element, just to, again, it's about the display, right? This is where you can have fun. So if you don't have a lot of tiered trays or cake plates to display things, all I actually ended up doing is I went into my cupboard and got some planters and flipped them upside down and then used my kitchen plate. So it's a nice way to layer all of your elements. So the staples. Every charcuterie board, if it's a real charcuterie board, has this one particular thing, and it's also something that I know we share a very deep and passionate love for.
Is it chocolate?
Do you know what it is, Trace?
Is it meat? Is it cheese?
It also includes chocolate, but it's cheese! So when I went grocery shopping to Loblaws, I discovered the only thing that I want wrapped under my tree this year, and that is a collection box of cheese. Santa, if you're listening, I've been good, I swear. So the PC has this collection box, and what I love is you don't have to think now about what cheeses to mix on your charcuterie plate. They all come together and it's easy to put out. Then I've added the staples like traditional naan, I've got some crackers and meats, but I also love adding a warm element. And in particular, I love picking up the ready to eat, because they're already cooked, you just have to heat them through, appetizer boxes. And I particularly love the collection boxes that you can just pop in the oven. And we just kind of keep the oven going all day long and keep adding the elements to it. We've got avocado bites, yum. We have nacho bites. Every Friday is Nacho Friday in our house, but these nacho bites right here, it's basically like a loaded nacho in one bite. Like delicious. So many little goodies, but I have to say, Trace, every rock star and every rock band has that lead singer that's the star.
Okay.
And the star of my table is this PC's boneless spiral ham. Now, I told you, we're not doing a turkey this year. I'm not gonna babysit a turkey in the oven all day long. This is pre-cooked, it's deboned, and it comes with a brown sugar glaze. It is delicious, and it's pre-sliced too. You literally have to do nothing. But if you wanna kick it up a notch and have a little bit of fun, I went into my baking cupboard and I got some cookie cutters, and from the slices, I cut out little shapes, and these are perfect to put on a little bun, and now you can make your own little gourmet sandwiches. So you add your cheese, you add your ham. I've got a little sauce bar here with Dijon, there's pineapple chutney, all of the delicious things that you can just nibble. And there's also some sweets. I've got you covered with chocolate, but I wanna share one quick idea to kick things up a notch for dessert.
Okay.
So grazing dessert is great, but I like the idea of creating almost an individual charcuterie dessert board.
Yes.
I actually am calling this my dessert flight. So let me walk you through what's in it. We've got some profiteroles. We've got a lovely little glass here of eggnog, a little sip sip hooray. Then we have some savory. So I've got purple kernel popcorn with sea salt, delicious. But the hero of my platter is PC's decadent chocolate chip cookie pie. It's pie. The crust of the pie is a chocolate chip cookie, and it's packed with so much deliciousness inside.
Okay, can I just jump in here for one quick second? Because I remember a few Christmases ago, PC had a chocolate pie. And I would go and I'd buy 3 at a time.
When this was baking in my oven last night, the house smelled glorious.
Oh.
Like just, I swear, like neighbors, I'm surprised they weren't knocking on my door, that they couldn't smell it. My kids came upstairs, they're like, what are you baking? It's cookie pie, cookie pie.
I love you, LA. That is so good. I'm gonna copy you. I love your graze all day.